Okay, study of conformations. Study of conformations in ethane and 1,2 disubstituted ethane derivatives ethane derivatives like N-butane, haloethanes, dihaloethanes. So these are the molecules conformations we are going to study in this time, right? So already I explained about conformational analysis in ethane, how many number of conformers available in ethane molecule. So there are two conformations can be isolated. One is eclipsed conformer, the another one is staggered conformer. So staggered conformer is more stable than eclipsed conformer. So due to steric indents and eclipse strain and van der Waals repulsions, everything are there in in eclipsed conformers, whereas in staggered conformer, so all these are absent. Therefore the energy of eclipsed conformer is 12.5 kilojoules per mole. It is observed. So staggered conformer energy can be taken arbitrarily taken as 0. So the energy gap between staggered and eclipsed conformer is 12.5 kilojoules per mole. So I explained you how to write potential energy diagrams for different conformers, right? So you should take potential energy on y-axis, and you should take dihedral angle on x-axis. So based on the factors which can influence the stability of conformers, so we can decide which is more stable and which is less stable, and which is more energetic and which is less energetic. So all those things we can able to explain because of those factors, 7 factors, so which I explained you in my previous class. So those are eclipsed strain or torsional strain. It is also nothing but fissure strain, and van der Waals interactions, it may be attractions or repulsions, and dipole-dipole interactions, and intramolecular hydrogen bonding, hyperconjugation, geminal repulsions. Okay, so these are the factors which can influence the stability of different conformers. Okay, so you should all remember these factors so that you can easily identify which is more stable and which is less stable. Okay, so I'll now I'll give you another example, N-butane. Okay, I think N-butane also I gave that example in my last class. In N-butane we can isolate 4 different conformers. One is fully eclipsed conformer at 0 dihedral angle. The another one is Gaussian or skew conformer at 60 degrees or 300 degrees dihedral angle, and anti-conformer or staggered conformer at 180 degrees dihedral angle, and finally before that you can also have partially eclipsed conformer. Okay, fully eclipsed conformer, partially eclipsed conformer, Gaussian or skew conformer, or staggered or anti-conformer. These are the 4 conformers possible with N-butane. Okay, among them, staggered or anti-conformer is more stable than Gauche conformer, and stable than partially eclipsed conformer. So the last one is fully eclipsed conformer. Okay, the energy difference between what I say, the staggered or anti-conformer to Gauche conformer is 3.3 kilojoules per mole, whereas partially eclipsed conformer, the energy difference between the staggered and partially eclipsed conformer is approximately 14 kilojoules per mole. In the case of fully eclipsed conformer, the energy gap between staggered, which is more stable, and the fully eclipsed, which is more energetic, it's about 18 to 25 kilojoules per mole. So those are the energy differences. So you will get non-sinusoidal curve in that case, potential energy diagram. So all those details I have given in my last class. Okay, so today I want to give you more examples so that you can familiar how to draw the conformers and what are the possible conformers for a particular compound, and which is more stable and which is more energetic, and you should be able to draw the stability order among those possible conformers. All those things you are going to learn in this class. Okay, so 1,2 disubstituted ethane derivatives. So first I'll take example haloethane, right? Haloethane. Haloethane molecular formula is like this, or chemical structure is like this. Haloethanes. Okay, so X may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Okay, so with this chemical structure, what are the possible conformers? How many number of conformers possible with that structure, and which is more stable and why it is more stable? Okay, so these are the things you should learn, right? So to express this representation, the Newman representation is the best way to represent them, so that you can understand very well. Okay, so according to Newman representation, the circle indicates the rear carbon or the back carbon, and the dot represents the front carbon. Okay, so in the front carbon you have, suppose this is the front carbon and this is the rear carbon, just you assume like that. In front carbon you have halogen and 2 hydrogens, and in rear carbon you have 3 hydrogens. Okay, so you can write like this. So you can separate with the 120 degrees X hydrogens and hydrogens. On front carbon, one is halogen, 2 hydrogens I wrote. So on back carbon or rear carbon you have 3 hydrogens, right? 3 hydrogens. 3 hydrogens. Suppose if you take first at 0 degree dihedral angle, it is fully eclipsed conformer. Eclipsed conformer. So the dihedral angle in this case is 0 degrees. So if you rotate the CC single bond at 60 degrees, if you rotate 60 degrees, you will get so on front carbon you keep all the atoms in the same position, and you can rotate the back carbon so that it moves 60 degrees, so all the hydrogens would be like this. So this is the staggered conformer. Staggered conformer. Suppose if you rotate again 60 degrees, what happens? These hydrogens come here, these hydrogens go there, this also. So that is, again you will get eclipsed conformer. Okay. So again if you rotate 60 degrees, you will get staggered conformer. So until 360 degrees, it gives you staggered and eclipsed. Okay. So there are two kinds of conformers possible in alloethane kind of molecules. Okay. So in this, how can you decide which is more stable? So if you want to check the stability of conformer, so you need to think about eclipsed strain and van der Waals strain and dipole-dipole interactions or strain or hydrogen bonding or hyperconjugation, and finally geminal repulsions. Okay, all these 7 factors you should check in those molecules. In this molecule, so there is eclipsed strain, and also there is so van der Waals repulsions, because the distance between the two bonded atoms are less than sum of van der Waals radius of those two atoms. Therefore, so there is a van der Waals repulsions and steric repulsions are there. Okay, so all repulsion and strains are there in this molecule, in this conformer, whereas in the staggered, so there is no eclipsed strain, so there is no van der Waals repulsions, because the gap between the dihedral angles are very enough, no problem at all, and no steric hindrance in this. Okay, so therefore staggered conformer is more stable than eclipsed conformer. It is more energetic, it is less energetic, it is less stable, it is more stable. Okay, the relationship between energy and stability is irreversible, inversely proportional. Okay, inversely proportional. If energy is high, the stability is low. If energy is low, the stability is high. Okay, so that is the inversely proportional relationship between energy and stability. Okay, so now you can write staggered conformer is more stable than eclipsed conformer. Eclipsed conformer. If you want to, you can write the potential energy diagram for this. So this is the potential energy. Okay, kilojoule, it can be measured by kilojoules per mole. So dihedral angle. Okay, 0, then 60, 120, 180, 240, 300 and 360, like this. Similarly, you will get the ethane molecule. Okay, sinusoidal curve you will get. You will get the curve like this, sinusoidal curve, right? This is the potential energy diagram you will get for haloethane, monohaloethanes, right? So if you take, you can take fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine in place of X. If you substitute them, so you will get all the conformers. Okay. So next, I'll explain you. So one halopropane, one halopropane. Okay, the chemical structure for that CH2X, one halopropane. So X may be fluorine or chlorine or bromine or iodine, right? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Okay, shall we write what should say, conformers for that? Okay, so this is the back carbon, we can denote as the circle, and this is the front carbon. Okay, on front carbon you have halogen. So first you take fluorine and then hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen and hydrogen. So for back carbons you have, this is the back carbon, 2 hydrogens and one CH3 group, right? One CH3 group. So this is dihedral angle is 0. It's an eclipsed conformer, fully eclipsed conformer, fully eclipsed conformer. So then rotate 60 degrees. So you will get fluorine, hydrogen and hydrogen, CH3, hydrogen and hydrogen. So this is the Gaussian conformer, Gaussian or skew conformer. Okay, again if you rotate 60 degrees, then what you will get? Fluorine, hydrogen, CH3, hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, so this is the partially eclipsed conformer, and again if you rotate 60 degrees, then the possible conformer is fluorine and hydrogen. Okay, CH3, hydrogen and hydrogen. Okay, so these are the conformers possible with this structure. Okay, because again if you rotate you will get partially eclipsed conformer, again if you rotate it you will get Gaussian conformer, again if you rotate 60 degrees it will become fully eclipsed. Okay, so they will repeat again. Therefore, so 4 different types of conformers possible with this structure, one halopropane. Okay, so among these conformers, possible 4 conformers, which is more stable and why? So we should think in those lines. Okay, so generally in the case of N-butane, you have learned that so anti-conformer or staggered conformer are more stable. Okay, in the case of N-butane. Okay, but here when you observe, Gaussian or skew conformer is more stable than staggered or anti-conformer. Why? What is the reason? The reason is, in Gaussian conformer there is a van der Waals attractions in between fluorine and CH3 group. Okay, so here van der Waals attractions, possible in between fluorine and the CH3 group. So what is van der Waals attraction? Okay, if the distance between two groups or atoms is equal to van der Waals radius, a sum of van der Waals radius, then there is no van der Waals repulsions and attractions. But when the distance between two groups or atom is more than van der Waals, the sum of van der Waals radius, there is a attraction, van der Waals attraction. If the distance between two groups, neighbor groups, is less than van der Waals, the sum of van der Waals radii, then there is a possibility of van der Waals repulsions. Okay, van der Waals repulsions contributes distability or instability to the conformer. Van der Waals attractions contribute stability to the conformer. Okay, so due to van der Waals attractions in between this halogen and this CH3 group, because the distance between these two groups is more than sum of van der Waals radius of these two groups. Okay, therefore there is a van der Waals attractions. So even though there is a full distance between fluorine and CH3 in the case of staggered or anti-conformer, due to van der Waals attractions, Gaussian or skew conformer is more stable than staggered conformer. Okay, and as usual, then partially eclipsed, finally the most unstable is fully eclipsed conformer. So now I'll try to write the stability order for this molecule. So Gaussian is more stable than staggered conformer. Staggered is more stable than partially eclipsed conformer, more stable than fully eclipsed conformer. Okay, fully eclipsed conformer. So here the van der Waals attractions plays important role which contributes stability to the Gaussian or skew conformer more than the staggered or anti-conformer. This you should remember. Okay, so here van der Waals attractions plays role so that the order of stability changed, where in the case of N-butane, anti-conformer is or staggered conformer is more stable than Gaussian, but in this case due to the van der Waals attractions, Gaussian is more stable. Okay, that is about 1 halo profane kind of examples. Then 1,2-dihalo ethane. 1,2-dihalo ethane. So I'll take this example, 1,2-dihalo ethane. So I'll write the structure CH2 CH2 X and X. X may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, so you can substitute X with fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. First let us see, when we substitute this X with fluorine, so what are the possible conformers in that molecule and which is more stable, let us see. Okay, so first I'll write fluorine, 1,2-difluoroethane, 1,2-difluoroethane. So possible conformers I'll write down. On front carbon, fluorine, 2 hydrogens. Okay, and on back carbon also fluorine, hydrogen and hydrogen. So this is at 0 degrees, 0 dihedral angle, 0 degrees. So this is fully eclipsed conformer, fully eclipsed conformer. So if I rotate 60 degrees CC bond rotation, you will get Gaussian conformer. Okay, fluorine, hydrogen and hydrogen, fluorine, hydrogen and hydrogen. So this is the Gaussian conformer or skew, Gaussian or skew conformer. Again rotate 60 degrees, you will get fluorine, hydrogen and hydrogen, fluorine, hydrogen and hydrogen. This is partially eclipsed conformer. Okay, partially eclipsed conformer. So again, if you rotate 60 degrees, that conformer, so you will get fluorine, hydrogen, hydrogen, fluorine, hydrogen, hydrogen. So these are the 4 possible conformers which can be isolated. Again, if you rotate 60 degrees, you will get partial eclipsed conformer. Then if you rotate 60 degrees, you will get Gaussian conformer. Again, if you rotate 60 degrees, you will get fully eclipsed conformer. So they already we wrote na. So therefore they are similar to these. These are the different ones. Okay, these 4 conformers possible in 1,2-dihaloethane or 1,2-difluoroethane compound. Okay, so now we'll try to decide which is more stable and why. Okay, it is more important to understand. So generally without thinking, we can say that staggered or anti-conformer is more stable than Gaussian or partially eclipsed or fully eclipsed. But here there is a possibility of hyperconjugation. Okay, due to hyperconjugation, Gaussian or skew conformer is more stable than anti or staggered conformer, because in Gaussian conformer okay, in Gaussian conformer the orientation is like this. Okay, this hydrogen CH bond, this CH bond, sigma bond electrons, this CF sigma star antibonding orbitals are in conjugation. Okay, so there is a transfer of electrons from CH sigma bond electrons to CF sigma star antibonding electrons like this. Okay, so here sigma star antibonding orbitals are available. The overlap, okay, the overlap between CH sigma bond electrons or orbitals and CF sigma star antibond orbitals. Okay, so there is an overlap in between CH sigma bond electrons orbitals and these CF carbon fluorine sigma star antibonding orbitals. Therefore, so there is a hyperconjugation possible in this. Hyperconjugation plays important role in this. Therefore, it makes this hyperconjugation makes stable this Gaussian conformer as Q conformer. So that is why this Gaussian as Q conformer is more stable than staggered or anti-conformer, than partially eclipsed conformer, than fully eclipsed conformer. Okay, so you got my point. In the previous one, there is a van der Waals attractions plays important role. That's why Gaussian skew conformer more stable in the case of 1-halopropane. Okay, but here in the 1,2-dihaloethane, the Gaussian skew conformer, the two fluorines when they are in Gaussian position, okay, the CH bond, sigma bond electrons orbitals and the CF sigma star antibonding orbitals overlap. So therefore, these bonded electrons and these electrons is in conjugation, and they will easily forms hyperconjugation in between them. That's why Gaussian or skew conformer is more stable than remaining conformers. Okay, so that is the reason you need to understand to find out the stability or the order of the stability in such 1,2-dihaloethane kinds of compounds. Okay, so in 1,2-difluoroethane, the Gaussian or skew conformer is more stable than anti-conformer or staggered conformer, partially eclipsed and fully eclipsed. You already know that in fully eclipsed conformer there are many strains. In partially eclipsed conformer, there is also some kinds of repulsions and strains. But here they don't have any strains or any repulsions, but here hyperconjugation plays important role. That's why it contributes stability to the conformer, Gaussian conformer. Therefore, Gaussian or skew conformer is more stable than anti or staggered conformer, than partially eclipsed and eclipsed conformer. Okay, the stability order is Gaussian is more stable than staggered,